Hey, everybody, what's up? And welcome to today's edition of Let's Build a Brand. I know that my background and my environment looks a little bit different today, but that don't mean that we not still gonna rock out because it's still gonna be a dope show today. I got my AirPods in, and we're still gonna have a really amazing conversation. I'm Nietzsche, social media expert, marketing guru, clothing designer, editor in chief of a magazine, and just all around entrepreneur. And so this conversation that we've been having about let's build a brand, we've been having this conversation this month um, to help you build your brand and your business. Tonight, though, the thing that's going to be super dope about tonight is that if you inbox us right now, then we're going to bring you on camera and kind of give you a quick mini audit of your brand or let you ask a question about your brand or your business. You can also drop that in the comment section of this video. But if you want to come on camera with us for about 2 or 3 minutes and ask us your question directly about building your brand, we're going to give you some free game. So drop your comments below in the comment section, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the share button. That's how you can help to support this channel. That's how you can help to support the information that we're sharing with you tonight, is by hitting like, share, and follow. And, let somebody know, like, don't hold this information to yourself. Make sure you share it. All right. So you can also go to the website, www.nietzsche.com. You guys see my No Fear t-shirt. I wear these on every single broadcast. They are available on the website on Nietzsche.com or on bigdripthreads.com. Either way, you can grab a t-shirt. And guess what, y'all? Let me show you. I'm in a different setting today, so I can actually like reach for stuff and show y'all stuff. So the hoodies are in. The hoodies are in. Y'all been blowing me up about this red one. So this is what I'm going to show. But the hoodies are in, and they are shipping out tonight. Somebody touch your neighbor and say, tonight. They're shipping out, all right? And then some, these are going to sell out really fast. So if you go to the website and you don't see it, just inbox me, or you can inbox me anyway, and I will make sure that you get your hoodies and the t-shirts on the website. All right. So tonight, we're not going to have too much back and forth dialogue between us, because I really want tonight to be an opportunity for us to answer some of your questions, for you all to be able to ask us questions about building your brand. All right. So tonight, I want to introduce you all to somebody. This girl is mad dope. Okay, she's building a brand that is like no other. I'm talking about my girl Candace, coming on the screen right now. She is like a dope violinist. You all have seen her on the platform with the Pistons. She's been on many, many stages. And Candace, I just, when I listen to you play, sometimes I just like, I'm like emotional with it, because I'm like, it's just so beautiful what you're playing, what you're doing. I love everything that you're doing, all the platforms that you're on. You've just really been blessed. And so I wanted to introduce you to the Nietzsche TV platform. Candace, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I
Thanks so
can't
much
hear you though. Are you on mute? You're not on mute, but for some reason
no.
I can't hear you. It could be me. Andrea,
Um,
bring Mike on real quick so I can see if I can hear him, and then I'll know that if it's me that's having a problem or not.
Hey,
Mike, say something.
something. Hey,
Okay, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
I
Hold
can
on a
hear her.
second. Maybe it's me. Let me take these. Um, let's pull me down for 1 second. Let me take these out.
Hey,
hey, how are you?
I'm well, like yourself.
I'm doing well.
Cool. Super excited to be on with you tonight.
Yes, I am too. Oh, are we still live?
I can't hear you guys like at all. Let me see. Y'all, this
I'm
is
gonna say we can
why
hear you.
my technology is a little bit different today. And so you know what? Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go live from my computer, which is the craziest thing. All right, let's do that. What about now?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
all
This is
my computer though.
It's like an echo.
All right, that should be better. Is that better?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
can
all
hear you.
right, Mike, we'll see you in a minute. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. Sometimes technology does not work for me, but you know what? We always got to back up, so that's good. So I'm going live from my computer. The audio is going to be a little bit different. but it's still gonna be dope. So anyway, let me introduce you properly. Let me go back and introduce you properly for those of you that didn't catch in the beginning. Candace Smith is gracing stages. I mean, just everywhere, from churches to the Detroit Pistons floor to anywhere that music is played. Candace is gracing the stage. And so I'm just excited that you are gracing the Niche TV stage tonight. How you doing?
Woo! I'm so excited to be here. How are you?
I'm doing good. You're building your brand as I Am Pretty Strings. And that's why I really wanted to have you on, because I think that people sometimes think that when they're building a brand, the only time you can build a brand is through if you have a clothing line or a makeup line or something like that. But you are building a brand where you are like one of the most sought after people that is playing your violin. So I just kind of want to you to share a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So I play the electric violin. I was classically trained. However, I decided to venture off into other genres of music. So I still play classical, but I enjoy playing gospel music, pop, R&B, a little bit of hip hop here and there. But yeah, so as far as music, like I just really want to have like an impact outside of music. Like, yes, I want to use music to I want to play good music, but I also want it to be more than that and to be able to inspire people through my story and through my talent.
Yes. What do you do? How were you trained? Do you because I know you teach a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Like how,
were you trained? Did you play in school? Are you self-taught?
Yeah. So I started off in our orchestra program in school. I played in orchestras a little bit, and then I studied with a Detroit Symphony Orchestra member.
Okay. Well, I know you are looking at her violin. Okay. And I'm gonna let her play in just a minute after I ask a couple of questions, but y'all drop some hearts in the comment section for Candace. Okay. So you're classically trained, you are doing this, you're playing the violin. What, at what point did it become like an official brand? I Am Pretty Strings is the brand. I know a lot of people know you by that. They obviously know you as your first name, Candace, but they also represent you as I Am Pretty Strings. So at what point did it become a brand that you're building and where you are being sought after on all these stages?
I would say in college, I started performing on more stages and doing more solo events. And I was like, I need a name. So I sat down with a few friends and we're like, what name would make sense? What would make sense? And I'm like, I want something that's like feminine, girly, something that screams pink. And we were like, Pretty Strings. Yeah, it just came from that. I'm like, I'm starting to perform more. I kind of need to have a stage name. I need to start building my brand. I wanted to start taking it more seriously.
And you definitely have done that. And that name, as you mentioned, it is really girly. And I noticed that when you go out, you're very glamorous with how you dress up and, all of that. Y'all see her with this violin. And I know y'all want to hear how she sounds. So I'm going to come off a camera for about 3 or 4 minutes, Candace, and you play us something that you just think is mad dope. And family, I hope that after you hear her play, that you hit her inbox, her Instagram, her Facebook, her website, so that you can book her to come and play at your next event, because the girl is dope. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have her on the platform if she was. So I'm gonna step back and let you take it away for a few minutes.
Okay.
Now you know what? Now you see, y'all see what I'm saying? Mike, I'm about to bring you on camera right now because I saw you bobbing your head, Mike.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Mike told me earlier today that he wanted me to pull him on stage to sing it while I played it.
No, he didn't tell you that. No, he did not tell you that. That he did not.
Mike, what you got to say?
Man, that was unbelievable. Look, I done pulled her website up. I'm over here going through all her stuff. I'm over here following her on every single thing that you could possibly imagine. I'm telling everybody in the world about it.
Now, see, the crazy thing is when you're trying to hear music like that, through this type of system or whatever, y'all just imagine hearing her on stage.
Right.
Just imagine hearing her on stage. Mike, I know you got some platform stuff like that you connected to. I think Candace would be dope.
Yeah,
that was unbelievable. I was over here jamming. Like if y'all would have caught me backstage, I was like I was backstage at a concert.
Like, you guys, her website was on the bottom of the screen, ironprettystrings.com, and on all social media. And if you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, wherever, I'm not sure, but she's on all platforms. And yeah, and we enjoyed that. And you are just amazing. I'm so glad that you were able to grace us tonight. And I just look forward to everything awesome and amazing that you do. I will make sure that I link you two together so that whatever to collab, whatever.
Yeah,
that's what it's about, is linking people together and doing this, partnering up, especially in 2021. All right. Okay. All right, Candace. All right, I'll see you soon.
All right, see you later. Thank you.
All right. Mike, okay, so this is this brand building conversation. We oftentimes have this, and the people that are in the room for brand building are typically something related to apparel or cookware or restaurant or something. But she is building a brand as a dope violinist, and I promise you, she's on stages everywhere.
Yeah, I'm looking at her website. Her website is amazing. Her entire energy is everything. So big blessings to her and everything that she does. And my wife and I definitely gonna be reaching out to her.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit because brand building is for whoever has a brand, whatever that scenario is. For Candace, it is her violin. She is building a brand as I Am Pretty Strings. When you think of a violinist, you're going to be thinking of automatically I Am Pretty Strings. She's building this brand. When she goes out, her performances, she's dressed a certain type of way. She has this beautiful violin that is not like, the normal violin. Her website's together, her presentation, it is her brand that she builds. And so, let's just kind of, I think that what I appreciate about that is her comfort level of what her brand means. Everybody's brand is different. So her comfortability of what her brand means. And so let's kind of just talk about that a little bit about being comfortable in your own skin.
Right. And that's one of the things that I've been really talking about lately is people associate their products or their service with their brand. And those two things are totally separate. The brand is the story of why you're doing something. Right. It's literally your story. And so anything that you do or that you have a passion in or something that you're really, really excited about or motivated about, brands can be products, brands can be services, brands can be missions. I mean, a brand can be anything that you really want it to be because it is the story behind the why that something exists. So people spend so much time focused on products and services and inventory and all of these things that really don't matter if you don't have an audience that understands the story of why they should participate, why they should buy, or why they should they should purchase your services. So when you're thinking about building a brand, or if you have a current brand and you're wondering how can you take it to the next level, I need you to look at yourself and look at your product or service or your mission and say, does everyone that I come in contact with easily understand why I have this product? Not what the product is, not why the product is good, because there are tons of amazing products out there. But why should they buy your particular product is so important. It's so important.
Yeah, it is. What makes you stand out from everybody else? There are a million people. I talked about this. I think we were in Clubhouse, and you all make sure you follow Mike and I on Clubhouse because we had some conversations in there. But one of the things I talked about in there was when I was doing my clothing brand, there were several people who used, similar fabrics or had similar audience. And the question was, well, what will make them purchase from you?
Mm-hmm.
What will make them purchase from you? What will make them hire you? What will make them support your brand? It's you. What are you, people oftentimes buy you before they buy what you're selling. And so the way you present yourself, you don't have to try to be like anybody else, because if they wanted to purchase from those other people, they would do that. What is it about you that makes you different? What is it about you that makes you specific? So as you're thinking about building your brand, you want to build based upon what you are passionate about. We talked in the Clubhouse chat, and I may have talked about this last week on here, that there was, when I was, building the brand, the clothing line, there came a point where I started wanting to create stuff that I saw other people making. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're making hoodies, they're making puffer jackets, they're making vests, they're making this, they're making that. And that's not what I was passionate about. And I was not excelente at it. And if I'm going to put something out with my name on it, I got to be dope at it. So I had to sit back and say, okay, what does my brand look like? What am I passionate about? What will I do whether I'm asleep or not? Now, if you say build a business, well, I can run a business on something that, I can just put some stuff together. I heard one of the guys talk about today how he rents Bobcat machines. Well, he don't drive a Bobcat, but the Bobcat machine makes him money. That's different from me building a personal brand. We can have a business where, I sell lights, that's different from the brand, especially if the brand is you. I represent my brand. My brand has my name on it. Candace represents her brand. She has to go and take that violin and play. It's her brand. So, this conversation tonight, y'all, I'm telling you, it's not going to be a long one like normal, because Mike, I feel like we've given tools over the last couple of weeks and resources. Now it's time for y'all just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time. We on information overload.
Absolutely
so
right.
Time to just go for it. We got, we're listening in Clubhouse. We getting all this inside information all day. We're on Let's Build a Brand. We're listening to all this inside information all day. It's just time to do it. What are some of the things that you feel stop people from, especially in this moment, of them being, I need information, I need information, I need a mentor, but then no action? What are some of the things that stop us from doing that?
So I think what happens is that most people overthink success, right? They overthink business and they overthink the entire process. And people have a tendency to want things to be perfect, or for things to be easily understood before moving forward. The biggest, if something doesn't stretch you outside of your comfort zone, you're not growing. Right. And I think it's really important. I talk about this all the time. It's kind of like working out, right? If you're working out and your muscles aren't sore, if you aren't feeling something after you've done a great workout, then how much did you really push yourself? The only way that muscles grow is they have to tear, they have to be ripped apart. They have to tear for the body to rebuild and rebuild stronger and larger. And it's the same thing within business. Like, you have to stretch some things and pull some things, and you have to tear some things up, and some things have to go wrong. You have to really, really be okay with understanding that you're going to fail a lot. But there's a difference between failing forward and failing backwards. And people fail backwards when they quit, when they don't use any failures as opportunities to learn, to read up on what they can do better, to educate themselves on how not to make those mistakes, and then put those things into their arsenal and continue to move forward. So if you're out there and you're struggling with, I've gotten all this information, but I'm waiting on this, or the time is not right, or, I need a little bit more money, I need a little bit more this, you'll never get there. The time will never be perfect. The time will never be right. You're always going to have some problems. You're already going to have some issues. And what you have to determine is, are you going to have those issues now and go ahead and get them out of the way, or wait 2 years down the line and still have those same issues that you're going to have to face? Because I don't care how much knowledge that you have, until you start putting things that you've learned into action, you're never going to really, really learn. Because there's a difference between knowing something and having gone through something to get an understanding about something. Like, I can read a book all day on how to fly a jet, but until I get into that seat and I get into real world scenarios and situations, I'm not going to know the actual process. So in business, it's the same way. It's like flying a jet. You can read all the literature that you want, but until you get your feet wet, buckle up, and you give it a go, you're never going to know what is truly going on behind that seat.
You know, this might seem like a, basic example of that, but today, as you all can see, I'm in a different setting, right? So when we first started, I was using my phone to go live, but I have learned, Mike, like you have mentioned, through going through the process of things, I have learned to have two pieces of equipment that can host this live situation, so I can bounce in really quickly. And I've learned, you know, what did I do really quickly? I had my AirPods in. I was on my phone. I pulled them bad boys out, flipped this computer on, turned the phone off, adjusted the computer a little bit so we could keep going. But if I had never just started this process or trying to do this, I would not know what to do when a hiccup comes, because there are going to be hiccups. I was talking to a girl a couple weeks back about a podcast. You know, I'm already on doing all kind of stuff, and she was like, "Neech," she was like, "You know, you just got to go ahead and say you're going to do it." She said, "You got to put a date on it." She said, "Because once you put it in the atmosphere, then, you know, you're more likely to hold to it." So the date for me to start this podcast, yeah, I guess that's a special announcement. Y'all hearing it here first, is January 21st. And she was like, "I'm gonna hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it on my calendar to inbox you, to call you on that day to make sure that you do it." There is no perfect time. I don't know fully what I'm doing as it pertains to a podcast. I don't know what episode 10 is going to look like on the podcast. I know what episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to look like, but I don't know what episode 12 is going to look like. I don't know who my guest is going to be on episode 16. I don't know. But what I do know is if I don't start this process this week, I'm going to push it off many, many times over, and with many excuses over about why I can't do it. Audio is not good. This is not good. There is no perfect time to have a baby. Nobody's ever ready. The baby gonna come when the baby gonna come. There's no perfect time. But guess what? When the baby pop out, guess who gets ready? Everybody gets ready. So there is no perfect time. Zakia has a question. She said, and just put Zakia's comment up there. Y'all, we just kind of a little bit more chill today. What is your unique Southern proposition? Zakia, I think you got to give me a little bit more insight. A little bit more insight on that so we can answer that for you. A little bit more insight. Here's some hype that I want to give you all. Mike and I, and Mike, I didn't have you introduce yourself today, or you did, I guess, maybe a little bit, but Mike and I are going to have a webinar where you can actually get into this capsule with us, and we're going to guide you through building a 6-figure business brand, whatever you want to call it, in 6 months. You can do it. One of the things that I found in our community, Mike, is that money makes us nervous. We don't think that we can make 6 figures in a year, let alone 6 months. But we have seen many of our brothers and sisters do this. We've seen some makeup mavens make $1 million in a day. We've seen some hair care people make their money in a day, in a month. I've seen one girl, she did 100 grand, I think, in sales in a month. So we run from that ability for us to be able to make that type of money and family. I'm telling you, it can be done. And I'm telling you that you can do it. Yes, there's some discipline. Yes, there's some investment that you have to make. Yes, there's some mentorship that you have to gather, but you can do it. And so, Mike, you going to tell them about it?
Yeah. So here's one of the things that I really want people to understand. Money is a tool, right? So we act like money is like this unattainable goal. But I want you to think about this. If you had to stand out on a corner for a whole hour, do you think that you can convince somebody to give you $10 if you really needed it? I could probably get somebody to give me 100.
I'm telling you.
You know what I mean? We live in a capitalist society where we've been told that our value and our worth is based on what a company is willing to give us for an hour of manual labor. I don't think that anybody, if they really just sat back and thought about, okay, in an hour of my time is only worth $10. And so when you start to look at money differently, it starts to come into your life differently. I grew up in a situation where $13 an hour was a goal to be obtained. But when I got to $13 an hour, I realized I was still broke. right? I'm still struggling. I'm still trying to figure it out. Then when I got to $20 an hour, I realized that it was still a situation. Then when I got to making six figures, I still realized I'm like, okay, cool. As you start growing and wanting to experience new things in life, now the kids got private school. That's $20,000, $30,000 a year. You got another kid. That's another $10,000, $15,000 on top of it. Okay, so now making a six-figure income is pennies, but what you achieve in life and what you get out of life is really, really, really what you want out of it. And the thing that we're going to teach you is the tangible details of how to run and create a six-figure brand. And we're not talking about from what you might be able to do or something that if the stars line up. No, this is a proven way where if you're consistent at doing these steps, these things, you have your business set up this way, you have advertising and a marketing plan and strategy, and you're able to commit to executing it this particular way, these things can yield you the type of income that you desire, and you can get to six figures in your business very quickly. Now, forewarning, making six figures in your business and taking six-figure home are two different things, right? So a lot of people don't understand that with business, there comes taxes, there comes investments, there comes marketing budget, there comes a lot of different things. So we're not telling you that you're going to be a millionaire overnight. What I am going to tell you is that I can strategically show you, and Nietzsche has some amazing insight that we talk about all the time, just offline, and we want to pour all of this into you about the tangibles that it takes to start a six-figure business year one. And where you take it from there is totally up to you. But you will have the skill set to incorporate the right way, to market yourself the right way, to understand how to brand yourself to make sure that your target audience is aligned with what you believe and who you want to do business with. And that's another thing people don't, that's another thing that's a whole nother day. But people don't even know who they want to do business with in order to achieve their goals. You can't be want to do business who's gonna argue with you about $5 and be talking about you want to become a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So you have to position yourself to attach yourself to the audience that you want and not the audience that you can get. Because we be trying to sell to our friends and family members, and they be trying to nickel and dime us to death. When you have millions of people out there in an audience pool that are willing to spend more than what you're willing to offer because they're used to spending more than that anyway. So we're going to teach you that. We're going to teach you the skills behind attracting the audience that you want, leveraging the influence that you're going to build and turn it into dollars, and how to turn followers into actual converted customers.
You know, the unique situations here, you hit on a little bit about us selling to our friends and family. I saw one of my clients was afraid to, and y'all don't fight me on this because y'all all my friends on Facebook. Okay, I love everybody. All right, but one of my friends, one of my clients, I was letting them know. I said, well, okay, you have all these friends on your personal Facebook page. You're at 5,000, but have they supported your business? I said, you need to begin to migrate some of those friends and introduce some new ones. And that's not, people feel, I don't know, we get really offended about not being a friend on somebody's social media page, but business is business. And so, you know, I said, you need to begin to migrate and move some of those friends off of that page, get you a business page or something. We need to begin to migrate some of them off of there and open up to the other people that want to be friends with you, who need to be introduced to your business. Because right now, the people who are currently introduced to your business are either tired or sick of seeing you, or they're just not purchasing. And so who do you want to be around? Who do you want to do business with? When you begin, as Mike mentioned, do you want to be in business with someone who is haggling you over $5? Once you get access to money and understanding that money is available to you, you kind of stop flinching about some basic stuff. Now it don't matter what day, what season or whatever, I'm probably still going to use a coupon. Okay. I'm probably still going to be a little bit frugal, but when I want something, I'm gonna go get it. Like, you know, there was a time where I had to flinch. Oh my gosh, how am I gonna do that? You know, how am I gonna pay for that? What am I gonna do? Once you begin to open up your thought process about how you want to move, not only is going to put you in the pathway of other people who have money, who can connect the dots for you, who have access. We thinking that we got it because we got a friend that can get us on, you know, the local TV station. But what if you in the room with the man that owned the TV station? Okay, so
Mhm.
that's the difference there. So building your six-figure business, this can be done. You can do it. We're gonna be off this live in about 3 minutes because we've given you the tools and the resources. I'm gonna put a link in here where you can go back and watch the previous videos. But we've given you tools, we've given you resources. We opened up Clubhouse last week and had a chat in there for anybody that was in there. Now is the time for you to execute. Now's the time for you to execute. How many more broke days do we want? That was something I had to make a decision about. How many more broke days do I want? How many more days do I want where, I'm traveling and I got to try to figure out, get the most budget friendly hotel and get the most budget friendly. And I'm still a frugal person. Like, I don't like wasting my money on stuff where I can save. I'm not saying to waste. I'm saying I don't believe that we are meant to. I saw somebody post, like, they were talking about how you put money away and stuff like that, how you live all these years and you retire at the retirement age just to have 11 years of peace and tranquility. I just don't think that we meant to live like that.
Mhm.
I think we can live with peace and tranquility
Mhm.
now and doing something that we're passionate about. So make sure you are tapped into Mike's social media, his website. Mike, you have some consultations that you have available, some complimentary ones on your website. I do too. You want to tell them about yours?
Yeah, so basically, I have 15-minute sections that I allot throughout the week for me to speak with people about their brands, to just kind of really do a high level overview of your brand and maybe give you some insight. But there are some paid strategy sessions and et cetera that are available on my website. And again, if you have an idea or a concept, there are so many free tools that are out here that we can point you in the direction of. And we're going to go over a lot of that in this webinar series. So the thing about this webinar series too is it's not going to be open to everybody. We want to work with a small, super intimate group of people that are extremely serious about what they want to do. So when we open up the webinar link, we want you to understand it's on a first come, first served basis. If you miss it, you miss it, because this information is information that people pay thousands of dollars for, that we're wrapping up into a section. And we want to do a case study. We really want to study the people that we're working with, and we want to coach you. So we can't open this to 1,000 people when we're trying to coach, train, and develop and watch this thing actually unfold. Because this strategy that we're creating here and this entire series that we're teaching is it's kind of, I don't even know how to explain it. I'm so excited about it because I really want people to understand that making six figures in your business is not what you think it is. It's not as hard as you think it is. And you'll learn why so many people around the world, and 80% of millionaires now are first generation, because people are opening their eyes to understand that there are resources that you've had access to your entire life that can take your day job and turn it into a small business for you overnight. And we want to help with that.
Yep. There are that connectivity. I can't stress this enough about changing your atmosphere, what it opens you up to. One of the things that changing the atmosphere opened me up to was what to do with the money. There are things that that the wealthy understand to do with their money, how to stock it up, how to divide it up, how to place it, what area to put it in, that we didn't have insight on before. They have that insight. And so once you get into those rooms and those spaces, you determine that this is what you want to do. As Mike mentioned, we have made it seem like it is impossible to have a six-figure business, especially in our community. We have made it impossible. But I want y'all to know, I've been in the homes of some Black multi-millionaires. And what's interesting, Mike, is, they live nicely, but I'm not seeing all of them overly pressed about the latest Fendi or Gucci bag. I'm seeing the one of my friends,
Don't get
multi-millionaire.
me
I went
started.
to her crib and we was eating off paper plates.
Yeah, Nietzsche, don't get me started on that. Like success and wealth is a mentality. Success and wealth is a mentality. I know
Yeah.
more broke people with Louboutins and Gucci and Balenciagas than I do successful people with them. I'm telling, and that's because money is a mentality, and we've been taught for so long that our ability to let other people know how important we are is based on what we wear. But when you stop thinking or caring about what other people think about you, and you start focusing on the legacy that you're going to leave behind, if you have children, if you have a family, you start looking at money as a way to invest and not a way to purchase things. Money is a commodity. It's bought and sold all over the place. And my thing is, I want to accumulate as much of it as I can to invest so that it can continue to compound up on itself. So that at some point in time, I don't have to go out and work for money. My money will actually be working for itself, and I'm just moving it around to create more of it. Money is something that you should use to create more of, not something that you should continue to have to work to try to achieve. At some point in your life, you should be at a point where you have enough money to where it can make itself. That $50,000 that you have over here in this investment account, when the stock market goes up 200% on the stock, you ought to be able to make 200% on that 50,000. Now that 50,000 is worth $150,000 overnight. You just made $100,000 in 24 hours. Whereas, yeah, it might have took you 2, 3, 4 years to save up that 50, but that money starts to compound and compound and compound, and you get smarter and smarter and smarter, and then that money starts making itself. Then you can sit back, and all you're doing is managing your money. You're not working for your money, because as long as you're working for money, it's slaving you. You gotta free yourself from that bondage of working for money and make your money start working for you.
We hear people say all the time that you should have multiple streams of income, and that may be something that at certain states of our that we feel that level that is actually even able to that we can obtain it. But there should be something that you have that is making money for you while you sleep. Whether it is that you are part of a multi-level marketing where people can go to a website and purchase and it is drop shipped for you, something that is making money for you while you sleep, something,
Yeah.
some kind of
And,
way,
and
something.
multiple streams of income is also a misconception that a lot of people have too. That doesn't mean you got 7 different businesses. A life insurance policy is a stream of income. If you do it
Mhm.
right, you got whole and term life insurance. People don't even know the difference between the two, but your life insurance policy can be an investment for you. A mutual fund or a savings account that is gaining interest and accruing interest is an investment. That's another stream of income. If you have a stock account, an investment account, I don't care if it's a Robinhood or a Webull or whatever, if it's
That's something.
gaining money, if it's all of those things are streams of income. So people think that they got to go out and open up 7 businesses and they got to own 100 houses and they got to do all of this. No, there are basic things that you need to have in place. A savings account, an investment account, and life insurance are 3 of the 7 streams that you're supposed to have. Your main job, that's 4. You're looking at 3 different things that you need to be trying to think about outside of those 4 things. And those 4 things can take care of themselves. So when
Give those
you
3
start
things.
thinking about stuff
Give the
like that,
3. Give the 3 again, Mike. 3
so
basics. Give them again.
the 3 things that you need to have a life insurance policy, right? And you need to look at whole life insurance and you need to look at term. Understand the difference between the two. Those I'm not going to give you the whole game, but I'm gonna start you out there. Look up whole and term life insurance. Learn the difference between the two. You need to have a savings account that accrues interest. Try to find you a local bank or a credit union that has the highest APR on their interest rate, and you should have money in there in case. Typically, people say you should have at least 3 months worth of your bills, expenses, entertainment, and everything saved up just in case. Some people say 3 months, some people say 6 months. You don't need more than 6 months to a year of money in a savings account. You don't need more than that. If you have more than that, that needs to be rolled over into an investment account. So you got life insurance,
Y'all need to
savings
join the
account,
webinar.
investment
Okay,
account.
that's what it's boiling down to.
Right.
Okay, y'all need to be a
Yeah,
part of the
that's what it
webinar.
boils down to.
I'm sitting here nodding my head like, what we saying to you right now is that you need to be a part of the webinar. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can get the inside scoop so that we can help you to understand this. Tonight, y'all got some free game. If I was you, I would hold that close to my heart because that's gonna be the last of it. Y'all need to join
Right.
this webinar. I'm gonna put a link in there so you can go back and look at the videos that we have done previously. Next week on Sunday is the absolute last week for the Let's Build a Brand as far as us going live on a Sunday. After that, it is whoever is in that close-knit webinar with us that we're going to give this insight and information to. Fam, this year I am determined that anybody around me is going to win. And
Yeah, you gotta win.
you know, I mean, just period, because when I look at what this pandemic, how I saw when I would go into the grocery store, the panic that I would see on people's faces, the worry, the concern, it has affected all of us in some kind of crazy way. I'm not saying that I was walking around here with no fears. I'm saying that that there was a remnant of people that I saw who they was like, well, I didn't get the stimulus check because I made too much money. What you so you know you killing it, like you in the quadrant where you couldn't even qualify because you made so much money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that we can win, we can do this, we can prepare ourselves. The people around me and some of my friends, my close friends, will tell you that I've already started having conversations about tools and resources to build credit, tools and resources to save. For you to save that money, like Mike mentioned, to be able to have that in a savings account for 3 months or 6 months or whatever, it is not impossible. It's just a little bit of discipline. It just takes a little bit of discipline for you to go ahead and set that money aside. Have your job take that money out of your check, extra $50 a week, and start putting that into that account, something that you don't even see. Put that bank account far away from your house. Do not get a debit card to it, so that you cannot use it. That if you're like Nietzsche, I'm just at the very, very beginning of this whole thing, I just kind of don't know what to do. Get that savings account going, put it somewhere far from you, even an online savings account, something that you cannot easily withdraw money from.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it in a checking account where you can have a Visa debit card that you can use. Far, far away, inaccessible. Don't get it either don't get a debit card or get a debit card to somebody to hold it. But whatever it is, put yourself in a position to where you cannot easily go and pull that money out for random stuff. I've been there, done that, bought a t-shirt, called myself saving, got hungry, wanted something to eat. The ATM was around the corner from where I was going to eat at, and I go and pull the money out. Okay, so I'm saying we learn to do different. You all be a part of the webinar. This is our way of pouring back and to giving back and to just helping to build our people flat out. So if you are in that run of the people that wants to have that 6-figure business this year, if you want to sit down with us in this capsule of a space and have access for us to be able to tell you what we learned, what we didn't, how, mistakes that we made, but also the tools and resources so you don't have to bump your head and learn them on your own. Make sure you follow us on social media and you will be able to get that information that's going to roll out. Next Sunday is going to be the last live that we do via video, Sunday at 8 o'clock. And we might have some other special guests on with us that night. I hope that you all enjoyed Candace. Make sure you visit her website, IamPrettyStrings.com. Mike, I'm excited about this. We could really be talking about this for 3 hours.
Yeah, know how we do.
Yeah, so you all just imagine, we trying to go ahead and get off the line, but just imagine if you in this capsule with us, how much information, how much insight you're going to get from us. And we're coming from a space with a pure heart and from a space of, we know what it's like I know what it's like, Mike, to be in my car trying to see if it was $1 underneath the mat or something that I had left there by accident so I could go and get me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming from a place of having it together, jumping out the womb, having it together. I've been broke. I have been homeless. I have had a car repossessed. Okay, so I know what it's like to not have my stuff together. And so we're speaking to you from a place of we understand, and what we're going to share with you will hopefully help you to not be in that space and show you that you can have a 6-figure business.
Right.
So make sure y'all following us, all right? Nietzsche.com. Grab you a hoodie. Why? Because you need one. Reason number 2, because they don't. Okay. Right. The matter of fact, before we leave, let me just show y'all one more time. This is the black. Okay. Grab you a black hoodie, because you know what? We're going after this 6-figure business. No fear, all faith. We're going for it. No fear. We're going for it. We're going for it. So grab yourself a hoodie. Okay. Make sure you're following Mike Builds Brands on all social media, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Also his website. Go ahead and book a consultation. He's made some that are complimentary available to you on his website at MikeBuildsBrands.com. I have some complimentary 15-minute consultations on my website at Nietzsche.com. Either way, whichever one of us you hit up, we're going to do our best to help you. And then we're going to give you the information that you need to get into this webinar. All right, Mike, anything else you want to say before we bounce out of here?
Nope. Make sure that y'all stay tuned because it's going down.
And follow us on Clubhouse, because we might just pop up on the scene.
Yeah, I'm popping. Y'all can catch me on Clubhouse all day, every day. I'm killing it in there. Let's go.
We might just pop up. So make sure you follow us on Clubhouse. Candace, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. You all go to her website, ironprettystrings.com. Now, Candace, this is what I need you to know. When Mike and I call you, I know your phone about to be flooded, your inbox about to be flooded. You about to be booked and busy all 2021. But when we call you, I need to answer.
Yeah, I'm definitely reaching out. I got birthdays coming up this year. I need to get with you.
She dope. Yeah. All right, you guys. God bless you. Have an amazing night.